Hey, long time no see. How's everyone's New Year's going? Shitty? Mine too. With New Year's resolutions comes new failures. I tried, guys. I really did. I wanted to do one episode a month, but I guess that was just too much for me. I just wanted to be somebody, you know? I had hopes, dreams for this. Why? Why must this happen to me? Oh, woe is me! Wait! Could this act of mistrust and deception possibly be forgiven? Is it still possible for me to be a better cat than I was when I started this channel? Of course! There has to be a way I can redeem myself for stupidly starting your channel right before the holiday season. I'm just not sure where to begin. That's right, Hercules! He asked the gods for forgiveness after brutally murdering his wife and kids. So if he can be redeemed, then so can I. Let me get that intro now! I'm actually a little rusty on my Greek mythology, so why don't we just open up the manual and see if it can give us some insight onto what we're getting into here. Well, here we are in ancient Greece. It's a great place to live. The land is fertile, flowers are blooming, the grape is on the vine, and the people are healthy. Everywhere you look, there are tanned, buff hunks and bodacious babes wearing minimal clothing. It's kind of like Southern California, but with better architecture and no traffic. Guys, this isn't my intro, that's their intro. Look, it's right here in the manual. The actual story is that Hades has captured Persephone, and with her gone, spring is gone, so all those aforementioned luxuries start to disappear. The cows dry up, the crops are starving, it's just a mess. So Zeus decides to go to Hades' room and settle the score by playing chess. I mean, how else would a Greek god settle a dispute? Let's hope it just goes better than me playing with my brother.
And king me.
Fortunately, Zeus can send one of 3 heroes to defeat Hades and go and rescue Persephone. Hercules, Atlanta, and Jason. I don't know why you'd want to play one of these two. One's a city in Georgia and the other one's a... That's been done? Shit. Seriously though, Atlanta is okay. She's not as strong as the guys, but she's also the fastest and has this volley attack that can reach faraway targets. Don't play as Jason though, Jason sucks. Now with my hero selected and a song in my heart, we're ready to begin. And what a way to start. Dropped off at Mount Olympus with one of the most triumphant songs ever, only to be greeted by a rampaging Cyclops. To aid me in this endeavor, a kind young shepherd says I use weapons using L1 before he meets an untimely doom. He and all the other inhabitants of Tutorial Mountain give you the other controls you're gonna need. X is jump and square is attack, obviously. Triangle is run, circle is to interact, and you cycle through your weapons and items using L2 and R2, and then use them with L1 and R1. Huh. That's actually kinda similar to Zombies Ate My Neighbors. In fact, even the art style is kinda reminiscent. I mean, look at some of these people and tell me there's no resemblance. So I make my way down the mountain, and after a pep talk from Zeus and a little patronizing from Hades, I make my way to the first god to help me on my quest, Hera. But to do that, I need to fight some more enemies, and it's really just like a Diablo-style beat-em-up with some pretty standard affair. You got your Cyclops, skeletons, hags, and... Did that wood nymph just cap me in the ass? Well, why wouldn't they? Everyone knows the most beautiful and demure creatures in Greek mythology don't go anywhere without first packing heat! So after I get past the ghetto forest, I make my way to the game's first boss, the Caledonian Boar. And it lets you know it too. The sun goes down, creepy music, and the multitudinous signs warning of imminent death. The fight with him is completely uninteresting, except for the lightning breath. Just avoid that and don't get eaten and you'll be fine. But hold on, there was a lady earlier who said something a little odd. I'm so hungry I could eat a whole boar. I wonder if... Sweet! Thanks, lady! So you make your way to Ellis, find Hera, and... Wow. No wonder Zeus likes to sleep around. So she says that if you want her help, you're gonna need to go to Sparta and bring her back a cow named Io. So, I'm risking life and limb against Sparta, the best warriors of their time, for a measly cow. I mean, what would even Hera do with a cow? Oh, I see. But before you set out on your journey, be sure you visit this guy, Mr. Muscle Man. And for a little bit of gold, he'll increase your stamina meter, allowing you to run farther and carry heavier items. This is vital to proceed later in the game, but will actually make the next task a little bit easier. As once you get to Sparta and fight your way through all the soldiers and get the cow, the only way to get her back is to carry her. That means picking her up, walking until your stamina depletes, and waiting for it to recharge. Rinse and repeat until you're back on her doorstep. By the way, the super tough soldiers, those are actually just the chainsaw guys from Zombies Ate My Neighbors. They're both hard to take down, both can break walls, they even both do the whole I fall and can't get up thing. I actually can't wait to see what Hera's gonna give me. Maybe like a flaming sword or magic wings, that'd be cool.
I'm not giving out flaming swords and magic wings just for fetching a cow.
Well, you should after I carried her ass all the way back here. This is actually a bit of a lame part of the game. Every single god you help, every creature you destroy, you just get keys. Instead of getting a power-up or a cool weapon or an ability, you just get a key that unlocks literally the rest of the game. It's kinda dumb, but whatever. So with Hera's key secured, I can now make my way to the next god, Poseidon. Ooh, a shortcut? Okay. Is it up here? Oh, I don't like this. I think I took a wrong turn somewhere. Yep, I am definitely lost, guys. Ooh! Snazzy to say the least. This game had an awesome soundtrack, whether providing an atmosphere for an environment or an epic boss battle. All the music matches the location perfectly. Some are reused in a few locations, but almost every place has its own music. You hear a song and you'll remember exactly where it plays forever. So let's see what I've found on my new tropical island. Piggies! This lady actually sells magic potions that turn you into a pig. Well, what good is that gonna do me? I hear you ask. Well, there are certain holes and crevices in the game that only a pig can fit through. These holes often lead to a secret room with weapons or healing items in them, so having a potion or two on you is actually really handy. That's actually one of the core features of this game, the secrets. They're completely optional and don't matter too much to the game itself, but there are plenty of hidden rooms, fake walls, and treasures to find as well. All these pedestals you see throughout the game means that there's a secret nearby. If you kill a certain enemy or hit certain objects, you'll receive what is on the pedestal, usually a gold or weapon or a healing item. So I make my way to Poseidon and he tasks me with killing the Minotaur. So I ride this tuna that takes me to the island of Crete. Alright, come on, it's fine. I'm Hercules. Ain't no spooky dark labyrinth gonna scare me. Ooh, booby traps. Lovely. Alright, where are you, you son of a bitch? I ain't scared of you. I still care. Never mind, I lied. I wanna go home. Alright, the Minotaur is definitely harder than the boar. Every single weapon you have only deals 1 damage to him. The only way to kill him is to pick up the axe he throws and huck it right back at his face. Keep doing that and avoiding the traps until he dies. And with his key, there are 2 exits. The one on the left just has a fort filled with soldiers that you really can't do anything in yet. So make your way to the one to the right to escape the island. But wait, another boss battle? This guy seems familiar too. He's the giant baby from Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Hold on, I need to check something. Oh, okay. Turns out LucasArts also made Zombies Ate My Neighbors right before they made this game. So that's why they're so similar. After you defeat Talos, you find yourself in Egypt and... Wait, are those aliens? Really, guys? They straight up copy-pasted this from Zombies Ate My Neighbors too. I guess they really wanted you to know who made the game. And I hated this place as a cub. Because it's much more open-ended than the rest of the game, it requires a lot more trial and error to find the right way to go to get the things you need to proceed. You go one way, you end up getting lost, you can't find the things, ugh, it's awful. Eventually, you take a hyperspeed catapult back to the mainland and get Poseidon's key. Next up, Athena. Talk to her in Athens and she tasks you with killing the Medusa. You head north and find her at the edge of the world because, obviously the world is flat, dummy. She's a little tricky as her gaze does massive damage and you can accidentally fall off the edge of the world and die. Don't do that. But the worst thing about her is her scream. It's the most unpleasant, blood-curdling noise I think I've ever heard in a video game. Check this out. With eardrums perforated, I kill her and get her head and... Ooh, it's a weapon, guys. Make the cakewalk back to her and get her key and then go to Dionysus. This fancy pants wants grapes that grow past the Hydra's lair, who's actually in Lernia, the place where the Caldonian boar was. Too bad she can only be hurt with fire weapons made in Crete. So you know what that means? You go all the way back to the fortress to the left of the labyrinth, give the guy the password, get the fire spears, and make your way back to the Hydra. She's really not too difficult, just damage her until she loses a head and then sear the wound shut with the fire spears and you win. Give Dionysus the grapes and you can make your way to Hades' temple. He says if you bring him the golden fleece guarded by the giant snake, he'll give you a key to the underworld. But on the way there, Poseidon tells me that the fleece is actually the key. Man, I just don't know who to believe anymore. God of the underworld who's been trying to thwart my every move, or God who's actually already helped me out before. I find the snake guarding the fleece and he absolutely destroys me. This is my 3rd death, and each time you die, you're sent further into the underworld and have to fight your way back each time to continue the game. But die 5 times, and it's game over. Round 2 goes much better and I kick his ass though. Just keep moving to avoid getting run over and damage each of his sections until he dies. I think you know the drill by now. Get the thing, go to the guy, but oh darn, he tricked me. Turns out the fleece is the key to the underworld. No matter, just beat this guy into telling you where it is, go get it, and enter the underworld. One last thing before you go. Hades is the one boss you actually need to grind for. Travel the world farming gold, weapons, and healing items before you make your descent. I think about 12 gyros should do it. The underworld itself is a bit underwhelming considering it is just skeletons. Although it is a bit surreal to be here alive rather than dead for once. You fight your way down until you find Hades' guard dog Cerberus. Kill him and continue on until you find the man himself waiting for you. The reason for all the healing items is because it's pretty much impossible to dodge any of his attacks while still maintaining range. You need to basically just tank all of his attacks and unload on him and hope you win. Wait a minute. Oh, you know how the final boss in Zombies Ate My Neighbors was a robot? Well, Hades is a robot controlled by aliens. Yeah. And that's it. Hades is dead, Persephone is saved, and spring has returned to Greece. Not too shabby game. I played the crap out of this when I was young, and it was so much fun to play it again, even after all these years. Great soundtrack, campy art and humor, and it was just a blast to play alone or with a friend. Oh, did I mention it's multiplayer? Because if you have a friend you want to hate, play this with them. 2-player makes the game much harder as you have to share all the items between you, and you don't clip through each other, so you'll be getting stuck on each other's feet a lot. You can actually get this game now on the PlayStation Store for like $6. And if you're gonna play multiplayer, be sure you do a little working out beforehand so you have the strength to carry your friend. So I'm gonna get to work on that right now. I'll let you know how it goes.